and welcome to class 229, Going to Review. Do you remember my trip? You remember my trip? Yeah? About 1 month ago or 2 months ago, I told you about my trip from start to finish. I'm planning next summer. I'm planning a beautiful trip. I'm planning a trip. First, I live in Madrid. First, I'm going to go, remember? I'm going to go to Barcelona, and I'm going to spend 1 day only in Barcelona because I know Barcelona very well. But first I'm going to go to Barcelona, then I'm going to catch a ship, and I'm going to cross the Gulf of Leon. I'm going to cross to Genoa in Italy. I'm going to stay in Genoa for only 1 day, and then I'm going to go to Pisa. I'm going to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And then I'm going to go to Florence. I'm going to spend 2 days in Florence. I'm going to see the museums. And then I'm going to go to Siena. And I'm going to spend 2 days in Siena as well. And then I'm going to go to Perugia. And then I'm going to go to Assisi, San Francis of Assisi. In Spanish, you say Asís, San Francisco de Asís. We say St. Francis of Assisi. And then I'm going to go to Spoleto, and then I'm going to go to Rome. I'm going to spend 4 days in Rome, and then I'm going to take a train to Naples. And I'm going to spend 3 days in Naples and around Naples. I'm going to go to Capri. I'm going to visit Sorrento. I'm going to visit the Amalfi Coast, and I'm going to visit Salerno. And then I'm going to take a train to Brindisi on the other side of Italy, and I'm going to catch a ship to Igoumenitsa in Greece, on the western coast of Greece, just south of Albania. I'm not going to spend any time in Igoumenitsa. I'm going to catch a bus from the port to Ioannina, a little in the interior, in the mountains. I'm going to spend 2 days in Ioannina because I have a friend in Ioannina. I'm going to spend some time with my friend Nikos, and then I'm going to go to Delphi. Yes, I'm going to receive an oracle, all'oraculo de Delphos. I'm going to go to the Oracle of Delphi, and they will give me my future. Okay. And then I'm going to go to Athens. I'm going to spend 3 days in Athens, and then I'm going to take a ship to Lesbos and to Mykonos. And then I'm going to sail back to Athens. And then I'm going to take a plane to Tel Aviv in Israel. And I'm going to catch a bus from the airport and go to Jerusalem. And then I'm going to go north to Tiberias on the Sea of Galilee. And then I'm going to turn around and go south to the Dead Sea. And then I'm going to go back north to Jerusalem and then to Haifa. And then I'm going to go straight south along the coast to Tel Aviv. And then I'm going to catch a plane to Istanbul in Turkey. I'm going to spend 3 days in Istanbul. And then I'm going to take a train from Istanbul to Sofia in Bulgaria. I'm going to spend 2 days in Bulgaria, Sofia. So you say Sofia, no Sofia. And then I'm going to go to Belgrade, and then to Venice, and then I'm going to go to Milan, and then I'm going to come back to Spain through France. Okay, 45 days, eh? Yes. Now, then. Lo que voy a hacer, I'm going to, he's going to, she's going to, they're going to, you're going to. And it's interesting, 3 months ago, I told a friend of mine about my plans. And I told him everything I told you now. I told him 3 months ago, Barcelona, Genoa, Pisa, etc. Florence, Siena, Rome, Iguinitsa, Ioannina, Athens, etc., Delphi. I told him everything 3 months ago, and he said, wow, that's a cool trip. That sounds really interesting. That sounds fascinating. I'm going to do the same thing. Well, okay, fine. But I'm going to start next month. So 2 months ago, my friend, Charlie, he left Madrid and went to Barcelona. Yeah. He was going to follow. Ya estamos en el punto 17, he saltado. Ahora estamos en el pasado continuo. Iba a. He was going to visit, he was going to follow the same itinerary as my plan for next summer. And I thought it was a good idea. I said, wow, cool. Charlie will follow the same itinerary that I'm planning to follow next summer. And if there's a problem, he can tell me. So, wow, perfect. So, the first day, he went to Barcelona. No problem. And he caught a ship to cross to Genoa. Because that's what he was planning to do. He was planning to follow the same route or the same itinerary that I was planning to follow next summer. And he went to Genoa. Yeah. And he was going to go, from Genoa, he was going to go to Pisa, but he didn't go to Pisa. He went to La Spezia. Yeah. He was going to go to Pisa. He was going to take a train to Pisa, but he met a girl in Genoa, an Italian girl from La Spezia. So he changed his plans and he went to La Spezia. La Spezia is basically equidistant between Genoa and Pisa. He was going to go to Pisa, but he didn't go. And he never went to Pisa because with the girl, typical Charlie, they changed. The plans were changed. He was going to go to Pisa, but he didn't go. He was going to go to Florence, but he didn't go. But he went to Siena. Yeah. He went to Siena with the girl. Yeah, because the girl's parents live in Siena. The girl's parents live in Siena, so they went to Siena. Now, from Siena, he was originally planning to go to Perugia in Umbria. He was planning to go to Perugia, and then he was going to visit Assisi, remember? But he didn't go to Perugia, and he didn't go to Assisi. He went to Spoleto. Okay. Why did he go to Spoleto? Because his new girlfriend, the Italian girl, had a good friend in Spoleto. So they went, the two. They went to Spoleto. And they spent a week in Spoleto. Wow, okay. Yeah, I spent only a day in Spoleto. Or I'm planning to spend a day. And then, can you believe it? They didn't go to Rome. They didn't go to Rome. I mean, Charlie was planning to go to Rome. He was going to go by train. He was going to take a train from Spoleto to Rome, but he changed his plans. Why? Because his new girlfriend wanted to go to Sicily. So, from Spoleto, they took a bus to Florence, going back to Florence. And in Florence, they bought two plane tickets and they flew to Palermo. This is 2 months ago. And then they went, in Palermo, they went to Agrigento, they went to Syracuse, they went to Taormina, and they went to Barcelona. Barcelona. Se escribe Barcelona. They went to Corleone. Yeah, well, like Don Corleone. They went to Corleone. And, they also went, yes. They went to another place in Sicily. They weren't planning to go there. They weren't going to go there, but they decided to go. I'm trying to remember the name. Marsala. Yes, because Charlie, this is interesting. Charlie and his new Italian girlfriend flew from Florence to Palermo. From Palermo, they went to Corleone in the interior. And from Corleone, they went to the south, to the southern coast, to Agrigento. Then from Agrigento, they went to Syracuse on the eastern coast. And from Syracuse, they went up to Catania and Mount Etna and to Taormina. And from Taormina, they went up to Messina and over to Barcelona. And then they went. But looking at the map, Charlie saw Marsala. And he said, hey, to his girlfriend. He said, hey, that's Marsala. She said, yes, let's go. Why? Because Charlie loves escalopines con la salsa marsala. All right, escalopines al marsala. And so he likes it so much. Yes, escalopines al limón, no, escalopines al marsala. Okay, they went to Marsala. All right, on the western coast of Sicily. And then they went back to Palermo, and they caught a plane. They caught a plane and they flew to Athens. Now, originally, Charlie was planning to go from Rome. Well, he was planning to go to Rome. He didn't go to Rome. And then he was going to visit Naples and the area around Naples. And then he was going. Iba a hacer muchas cosas que luego no hizo. He was going to do many things, or a lot of things, that in the end, no at the end, in the end means al final, no hizo. At the end, in the end, he didn't do. Yeah, he was going to visit Rome, but he didn't. He was going to visit Naples, but he didn't. He was going to travel to Brindisi, but he didn't. He was going to catch a ship from Brindisi to Igoumenitsa in Greece, but he didn't catch a ship. He was going to go to Ioannina in the western mountains of Greece. He was going to visit the Oracle of Delphi, Oraculo de Delphos, the Oracle of Delphi, but he didn't go. What did he do? He flew from Sicily, from Palermo. He flew to Athens. And in Athens, he and his new girlfriend decided to go north by bus to Thessalonica. His original plan, he was planning to go to Lesbos and Mykonos. Do you remember? But he didn't go. He went to Thessalonica. And then from Thessalonica, he and the girl, his Italian girlfriend, that he met in Genoa, remember? He met her in Genoa. And when he met his girlfriend, everything changed. And so where are we? From Thessalonica, they decided to go to Istanbul. And then they didn't go to Israel. They didn't go to Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. Charlie was planning to go. He was going to go there, but he didn't. He didn't go there. He was going to go there, but he didn't. He was going to visit the Sea of Galilee, but he didn't. He was going to visit the Dead Sea, but he didn't. He was going to visit Haifa, but he didn't. He was going to visit Jericho, con las murallas but he didn't. He didn't go to. He was planning to spend, I think, about 9 days. He was planning to spend about 9 days in Israel, but he changed his plans because of his new girlfriend. And they went to Istanbul from Greece, from Thessalonica to Istanbul. And then they went to Belgrade, Yugoslavia. They didn't stop in Sofia. He was originally going to spend a day in Sofia, but he didn't. But at least he went to Belgrade, Belgrade, Serbia, Yugoslavia antes, Belgrade, Serbia, the capital of Serbia. And he was originally going to spend a day and a half in Belgrade. And in fact, he spent 2 days. A day and a half, an hour and a half, a month and a half, a week and a half. Siempre cuando es una sola unidad, se dice a, no el número. Se dice el artículo a week, una semana y una mitad, más o menos. A week and a half, hora y media, an hour and a half, minuto y medio, a minute, no one, a minute and a half, an hour and a half, día y medio, a day and a half, mes y medio, a month and a half, año y medio, a year and a half, etc. Ahora bien, siempre es así, ¿eh? No se dice en inglés nunca 1.5 hours, 1.5 days. No. Se dice a day and a half, an hour and a half, a week and a half. Ahora bien, pero cuando subimos a 2 o más, al revés, 2.5 weeks. We don't say 2 weeks and a half. Todo cambia. Recuerda, la excepción es con una sola unidad y media. Después, 9.5 weeks, 12.5 years, 3.5 years, 2.5 months, a month and a half. 2.5 weeks, a week and a half. 2.5 years, 2 años y medio, 2.5. 2.5 y luego years. 2.5 years. 2.5 months. 2.5 days. Pero una sola unidad, a day and a half. A year and a half. Okay? So, Charlie, my friend, was planning to spend a day and a half in Belgrade, Serbia. But he and his girlfriend spent 2.5 days. 2.5 days. And then, originally, Charlie was going to take a train from Belgrade to Venice. Do you remember? Venetia. But he didn't. He was going to, but he didn't. He and his girlfriend went to the Belgrade airport and bought 2 tickets for Milan. And then, from Milan, they took a bus to Spoleto, where she lives. No, Spoleto, ¿qué digo yo? La Spezia, between La Spezia. And so they went back to her house. She lives in La Spezia. Her parents live in Siena. Yes. And so they went to her house, to her apartment in La Spezia, in Italy, in the province of Liguria, creo, I think. But so he was going to follow my itinerary, but he didn't. He was going to visit Rome, but he didn't. He was going to visit Naples, but he didn't. He went to Sicily. He was going to cross from Italy to Greece, the Adriatic, or the Ionian, Mar Jonico, but he didn't. He was going to visit the Oracle of Delphi, but he didn't. He was going to visit Israel for 9 days, like me, like in my plans, but he didn't. There are a lot of things, and when he called me. I was expecting him to come back to Madrid, and he called me and said, "Hey, it's Charlie." I said, "Charlie? Hi, yeah, hey, wow. Are you back? Are you back?" Means estás ya de regreso. Are you back? Where? You're in La Spezia. You're in La Spezia. What are you doing in La Spezia? You, oh, but did you finish the trip? You, what, wait a minute. You know, when are you planning to come back to Madrid? When are you going to come back? Never. Why? Oh, you're living in La Spezia now. Oh, did you find a job? No, you didn't find a job. Oh, oh, you found a girl. Ah, all right. Yes, you found a girl. What's her name? Gina. Like Gina Lollobrigida? Yeah, okay, Gina. Is she good looking? Yeah. But hey, did you go to Rome? You didn't. You told you were going to follow the same route that I'm planning to follow next summer. You you agreed that you were going to go to Rome, and you didn't go. But you were you were going to visit Naples too, right? But you didn't. Where did you go? You went to Sicily. Well, but you weren't supposed to go to Sicily. Well, at least you went to Greece, right? Yeah, okay, good. You went to Greece. How was it? Did you like Ionina and Delphi? You didn't go, but you were going to go to Delphi, but you didn't. What did you do? You flew to Athens from Rome. Well, you didn't go to Rome. Where did you fly to Athens from? Where did you fly to Athens from? From Palermo in Sicily. Well, hey, how was Israel? Did you like it? You didn't go. This Gina person must be very special, eh? Yeah. But you were planning to go to Israel, remember? You were planning to go, but you didn't. All right. Did you go to Sofia in Bulgaria? No? Well, you told me you were going to follow the same route. All right, well, hey, so you're planning to live in La Spezia. How's your Italian? You don't speak Italian. Does Gina speak English? No? Well, how do you communicate? Italo-Spañol. Okay, so you speak to her in, Charlie, in your bad Spanish, and she speaks to you in Italian, slowly. All right. It must be, did they say it? It must be true love. Well, Charlie, I'm glad to see, me alegro de ver, de saber, I'm glad to know, I'm glad to see that you're happy living in La Spezia with Gina. Give my regards to Gina. Recuerdos a Gina, aunque no me conoce. Give my regards to Gina, and maybe I'll visit you in La Spezia next summer, because I'm planning to go. Remember, I'm planning to go I'm planning to visit Genoa, and I'm planning to visit Pisa. Now, in order to go from Genoa to Pisa, I have to pass through La Spezia. So, I hope you and Gina are still together next summer when I go through La Spezia, and I'll stop, and you can invite me to dinner. Huh? You and Gina will invite me to dinner, okay? And maybe I can crash at your place. ¿Mm? Esto sí que es slang americano, o inglés también. Crash es colisionar o chocar, pero también es dormir, muy de improviso, para seguir el camino el día siguiente. So I'll crash at your place, means in your apartment. Take care. Good luck, my friend. Bye-bye. All right. I can't believe it. He was going to follow my itinerary religiously. He was going to visit Florence, and he didn't. Well, he went to Florence to catch a plane to Palermo, remember? He was in Perugia, I think, or in Spoleto. No, he was in Spoleto. And then he and Gina went back to Tuscany, Toscana, to Tuscany, to Florence, to catch a plane to Palermo in Sicily. He was going to visit the same places I'm planning to visit next summer. But He didn't visit half of them, not even 40%. He was going to visit Naples, but he didn't. He was going to pass through Brindisi, but he didn't. He was going to cross the Adriatic, but he didn't. He was going to visit the Gionina in the mountains of Greece, but he didn't. He was going to go to Mykonos and Lesbos, but he didn't. He didn't take a ship. He didn't take a ferry to Mykonos. He went to Thessalonica. He was going to visit many places that in the end he didn't visit. Yes. Iba sa, cuando no ibas a venir mañana, weren't you going to come? Going. O sea, voy a ir is I'm going to go. I'm going, voy a abrir. Voy a darle la vuelta a la. I'm going to turn the book over. I'm going to. ¿Qué te dije? Te dije que iba a darle la vuelta. I said I was going to turn the book over. But now I'm going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.